You leave Boom Chicago. What's your plan? Where are you headed?
I gotta go back to LA. I gotta be famous in America for some fucking reason.
Fame? That's what you wanted? Was fame?
No, it wasn't fame. I just wanted to succeed here because I couldn't do it before. I was kind of doing it, but I just wanted to be on anything, you know?
Yeah.
And especially when you do Boom, you become friends with people like Jordan Peele and Seth and all these guys, and they're doing it, and you're like, I can do it too, right?
Right.
All these guys are doing it. And I remember having the thought of I can stay in Holland because I became naturalized after 3 years.
Oh, wow.
I could have stayed. I could have just been Dutch.
Yeah.
And for some reason I had to go back to America. And I got back here and I started booking commercials again. Did
Laura Suhu take you back?
Oh, yeah, immediately, yeah. Yeah. Well,
20 commercials in 3 years, obviously.
We were cool.
But you didn't have a theatrical agent or anything?
Could not get a theatrical agent. Could not get an audition. And then I was in an acting class with something, and then I asked this lady, I was like, look, I need your help. I need to get a manager. I need this. And she's like, well, I have a friend who's starting a company, and I guess he'll meet with you. And I met with this guy named Brian Ferrantino, and then the first audition he sent me out on was Breaking Bad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone knew that. That's shocking.
Yeah.
And you obviously got... How many auditions did that take?
One.
What?
One.
Why are theatrical auditions so much easier than commercial auditions? You have to
because
jump through
commercials,
hoops.
they have money to spend, and the guys that are running it are 23-year-old ad execs who are retarded. I can go on and on about how awful commercials are.
Well, it's just it's 30 seconds versus 8 seasons. It's it seems like they would do a little more vetting in the theatrical than they would in commercials.
In commercials, there's just so many more dicks to suck to get a job done than there are in television, to be honest.
Apparently.
Yeah.
So he was a legit manager, it seems like. He started out his own company, and you were one of his first clients.
He had Robert Duvall for a minute.
Oh, wow. I love Duvall.
Because Bobby was getting old, so he kind of stopped. And then he had a really small client list, and he took me, and he was like, we'll try it out, and it worked.
Yeah.
And we've been together for 8 years.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
All from just a random recommendation from somebody that didn't seem to have a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
I guess I'll recommend you.
Exactly. I know.
So Breaking Bad, that's your first gig out the gate. That's got to be terrifying.
It was my first guest star, yeah.
Well, I guess it wasn't big right away. It probably had a smaller audience, and it picked up after the Emmys and stuff.
I still did commercials for 3 years while I was because I could not afford my rent.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford anything. Commercials kept me alive, and then I started doing cartoons, and that helped. But I made no money on Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Because I was a recurring guest star. Yeah.
Was the experience though there? Did you guys feel like you were making something groundbreaking?
No. honestly, no. Season 1 happened, and I was like, oh, this is a fucking cool, weird show. This is weird, but you can't see it.
Yeah.
We saw the pilot. I did one episode, season 1, and I was there, and I go to Aaron's house, and Aaron's like, hey, I want to show you the pilot. So we sit and watch. I was like, man, it's like a
Aaron Paul?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, that's like an independent movie. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool if this show survives. It's not gonna. But who knows? And then and then we did my episode. In the middle of that episode, I was actually supposed to do 2 in season 1.
Okay.
And Vince calls me. He's like, we got to stop after 7 episodes. So we got to send you home because the writer's strike is happening.
Oh, shit.
And we only did 7 in the first year. And he's like, if we get a season 2, which I don't know, then we'll bring you back.
Right.
But that time from then to the next one was 9 months, and I had to feed myself.
Right.
And no one watched season 1. No one watched it until
season 3 or 4. It seems
2011, yeah, probably 2010.
But you got to travel to New Mexico and everything for it. Obviously, that's got to be a lot of fun. Yeah. You hadn't been paid to travel, had you?
Yeah, I had. Oh. I had done commercials. And I lived overseas for a long time. So I traveled quite a bit.
That's true, I guess.
Yeah, but...
So when it did start getting popular, did you immediately start getting sort of traction with your theatrical agent and things like that? Or your manager, sorry?
No, because I had actually already started doing other things. This is stuff that nobody knows, but while I was waiting...
Los Angeles exclusive. Break it. You hear it here first.
I was waiting to get a real job. Breaking Bad is a guest star, and you can't live off that.
No,
shit.
Absolutely not.
So I needed a series regular thing. And I did 3 pilots that didn't go.
Yeah.
For different networks, and then I sold 3 pilots as a writer. So I'd become a writer, and I had started writing and developing shows for different networks, and that was kind of my full-time gig at that point, because I couldn't really get the acting thing going because no one was watching Breaking Bad.
Right.
But then people started watching it, and then I got a couple pilots as like a lead, and none of them went, and it took like 5 pilots until one went.
But yeah, it's like once you get one pilot, isn't that sort of open the floodgates? It's like
no,
he did one. No, really?
You think I know you want to be positive, but it's not. You want to like optimistic. Oh, I did a pilot, and then nobody fucking cares, man.
That's interesting.
It's depressing. It's depressing.
I feel like everyone I talk to, it's like once you get one, then it just happens.
I did a pilot.
Because once you want to be wanted, once people want you, you're a wanted quantity. It seems like
kind of. I know.
Heartbreaking.
I'm sorry. I got to be honest. Like I did the first pilot was it was Uncle Nigel, and it was
I wonder why that didn't get
Andy Breckman, who had created Monk.
Okay, yeah.
It was his first show after Monk. This was like right after Monk, and it was me and Gary Cole from Office Space.
Yep.
And we were he was my uncle Nigel, and we were homicide detectives, and I was borderline retarded moron type of guy, but I was really good at solving shit. It was kind of like
True Detective, I feel like.
Sure. Yeah.
You could argue in each season one of them is retarded.
And like Leah Thompson played my mom, and like it was weird. It didn't go.
Okay.
But it was like everybody's like, oh, it's his first show after Monk. It's for TBS. It's gonna go. Didn't go.
So you wrote 3 pilots and sold 3 pilots.
Yep.
How did that come
I wrote
about?
like 8 pilots.
Are you just constantly writing? Did you just start constantly writing when you got back from Boom?
Yeah. No, not back from Boom. I reached a point where I started, it was like, I'm a weird looking guy. No one's going to put me in anything.
Yeah.
I got to put myself in something.
Right.
So then I wrote a pilot, and then it was bad, so I wrote another one. And that was bad, and then I wrote another one. And it was pretty good, so I sold it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
How did you get the connection to sell something you've written? I mean, a lot of people here have written stuff, but we haven't sold it.
I met a junior agent who's from Paradigm. He like just became an agent, and he like really was like he wasn't even a real agent. He was like a junior agent, and he like had like a lot of energy, and he like liked my scripts, and he worked really hard to sell it. Like, I got this guy.
That's incredible.
And he sold it. Now he's like one of their best agents because now he sells a bunch of stuff. But like, he and I kind of came up together.
Right.
Like,
well, same with your manager, it sounds like.
Yeah.
That's a pro tip right there.
Yeah. Pro tip, find people that are excited about you.
Absolutely.
That is like the number one thing I would say to anybody interested about anything. Just because it's like a cool agency doesn't mean shit. If they are not excited about you, it's like a girl. You know? No, it's like dating. Like, if someone's not, like, really excited about you, then walk away.
Life
they
advice,
don't love you. It's not going to work.
I feel like you're picturing somebody right now.
Many people.
So, are you still writing a lot?
I am. I'm developing a show right now.
How do you find the time to write with all your crazy, hectic schedule? Do you have a ritual?
Honestly, I write like an insane person.
Just whenever you can?
No, I take notes. I have an idea of what the show is, and then I take notes about what the beats are, and then I kind of like connect the dots in my head and like kind of on notes, and then I'll write the whole show in like a day.
Yeah.
And then I'll do that with the subsequential rewrites, because nothing's easy. Like they're all rewrites and rewrites and rewrites.
Right.
And rewrites.
So just whenever you're inspired, basically, you write it down and then you knock it out.
Yeah. But then once I like get a show, then I have to find a producing partner, and then you have to go into development, and then you have to go into development with the network, and that the whole process can take 3 years.
Right.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
When you got back to LA, how did you find IO West? And I know I've seen you at UCB.
I had already done IO
times.
Before. I had done IO in '99.
Oh, just at the complex or whatever.
Yeah, but then I started doing stuff here in early 2000, and why did I come back? Oh, Derek Miller was a great friend of mine from way back when, and when I got back, he's like, "Oh, you should come do opening night now."
Oh,
'cause that's basically what I was doing in Boom.
Right.
Was that kind of stuff. And then I started doing opening night like right when I got back in 2007.
Right.
And then I was here like every Friday.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then that's how Hill Jones and stuff came about. So you never took classes here?
No. No, a lot of people, there weren't classes here.
Okay, right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I got in before they had classes.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. And what about UCB? You do stuff at UCB from time. I've seen you at parties there a bunch.
I used to be on a Herald team, and this is going to be online.
Say it.
I used to be on a Herald team at UCB, and I used to direct some shows and be on a mod team and whatever, but I just didn't have as much fun there as I do here.
Yeah.
People are great there. I just have better friends here, and I don't have a lot of time, and I'd rather spend it here.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not trying to. You know what I mean? Like.
No, I get it.
You get tired of trying to act cool, and you just want to act like yourself. If that makes any sense.
Be you guys. You're giving out so many life tips.
Oh yeah, life tips.
And how to get Holland girls.
They're called Dutch girls.
Sorry, Dutch girls. Yeah. So after Breaking Bad, what was your next big thing? Was it The Office or what? I mean, you did the pilots. You sold some pilots.
I did a bunch of pilots, and then I just connected the dots. I don't really fucking know, man. The Office was not that long ago. When was that? 2011? Something like that? I don't remember. We did a pilot. It wasn't very good. We did a spinoff. Did a spinoff of The Office.
That's funny. I had Thomas Middleditch on, and he was part of that, obviously.
Yeah.
And he didn't like it either.
No.
The episode that they made it into, I enjoyed.
Yeah. No, me and Thomas, we had fun together. We tried. It just didn't make a lot of sense. And Rain is like a great guy, and he was doing it, but he was like, nobody was like, yeah, it just didn't make a lot of sense.
Let me ask you, I postulated this to Middleditch as well. Where do you draw the line on things that you don't think are funny and you're offered?
How much they pay.
If somebody offered you to do a Trump campaign video and they offered you $5 million.
Yes. I would do a Trump campaign video for free. Oh my God, that would be amazing. He's a joke. It's so great.
It is great.
Oh man.
It's great theatrics.
It's like this personification of like the joke society has become. It's amazing. It's like a cartoon of what politics actually is.
It's a caricature, yeah for sure. So it literally is money. That's what decides it for you.
No. I'll do shit for free if it's good.
Right.
Yeah.
But if it's bad, I'm talking about.
Yeah. It depends if they're paying me a lot. Yes, come on, man.
Well, I don't know.
It's the real world.
Well, it seems like you don't want to necessarily dilute your brand at some point. I get when you're.
My brand?
No. Am I wrong here? I feel like when you're starting out.
Oh, no, I'm just very.
I feel like when you're starting out like me, I would take anything. I would do.
Oh, shit.
You know what I'm saying?
I still would take anything.
You would?
A lot of things, yeah. No, okay. I got what you're saying. I started turning down anything that had to do with drugs and drug dealers. I won't do any of it.
Because you don't want to be typecast.
Yeah, because the Badger shit, I got to grow up. You know what I mean? Like, I can't do that shit forever.
Okay, so that's a good point.
That's a good one, yeah. But if like Scorsese was like, I want you to play almost the exact same character in my movie, I'd be like, fuck yes, absolutely.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the difference.
So you just weigh it based on whatever.
Yes, based on the way
Merit.
the wind is blowing. I don't know.
I gotta mention this because I loved this character, was Broad City. How did Broad City come about? You played a DJ that was so fucking funny, and I had no idea it was coming, and me and my roommate laughed our asses off at you.
No, I'm just friends with some of the guys that work on the show, and a lot of those like comedy, I don't know, TV shows now. It's kind of sad, to be honest, because people that are young and aren't friends with all these people don't have chances to audition and get parts.
Right.
Because all these shows are just offered.
Right.
So it's like, my friend was like, hey, do you want to do the show? I was like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But like, that's good. Me and Mantzoukas doing it, they can put us in the promos, and that might be good for the first season of the show and like help promote, who knows?
Right.
But in turn, young actors don't ever have a chance to break out. I always say, if I would audition for Breaking Bad, season 2, I wouldn't have gotten it.
Sure. But at the same token, I feel like while you have your group now that you're moving up, at the same time, I have people in all my classes that are going to start making web series that get picked up by Comedy Central.
You're going to have a guy that was in like a Herald team of yours who's the worst person on that Herald team. his name's like fucking Joe. And you're like,
it's always Joe.
Joe sucks so bad. And then you're going to find out in 5 years, Joe sold a show to HBO.
Yeah.
And you're like, Joe? Fuck Joe.
But then Joe's going to come back and give me a role.
Joe's like, hey, man, you're always my favorite. But
I think I like that because I think that the structure of Audition is so unnatural, and I like the idea of being offered a role from somebody that can vouch for you and has seen you perform in classes and on stage, and therefore it eliminates sort of the unnatural portion of the progress.
Yeah. But the good thing about it also is like Joe didn't have a ton of talent, so he had to work so fucking hard. And that's why he sold his shows, because he works hard.
Yeah. And that's great, too, I feel
it is good. It is good. So if you feel that you're talentless, just work really hard. You could trick people of anything in L.A.
Was there a point yeah, that's true.
Really
was there a point in your career when you thought, I can do this for a living, I don't have to go back to a temp agency, I have
not had a job that's not acting since I was 20.
Right. So at what point were you like, I did it. I can successfully do this for the rest of my life. Was there a specific...
Last year.
This past year?
Like 2 years ago, maybe.
What was it? A specific show?
I'm a series regular on a Chuck Lorre show.
On Mom. Yeah.
It's Chuck Lorre.
And
it's 22 episodes a year. We can screw it up and probably still get 5 years. And it's, I'm good. And I'm not saying I'm good for life, but I'm actually like a working actor forever. It feels like. I don't know. It's just a very legitimate job to get, Yeah. Bouncing around on cable shows sometimes feels like you're playing with borrowed money. I don't know, because, I don't know. That's how it feels.
Yeah. So just once you book that, you're like... I feel comfortable. I feel safe.
No, you don't feel safe. I just felt like
I haven't been there, so I don't know what.
No, you never feel safe. That is a lesson.
Really?
Never, ever do you ever feel safe.
Will Smith doesn't feel safe?
No, I don't know what he feels. That guy's an alien. No, I can tell you, Will Smith. There's a compare. Like, you're not Will Smith. I'm not Will Smith. We are not hot Will Smith. We're not.
I'm not disagreeing.
It's just no, but like really super attractive people, like that, like you're around them and you're like, oh my god, they're so attractive, I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah.
Those people have different lives in Hollywood than like people with like that are actors that have to work really hard and be good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that some attractive people aren't good, but a lot of them aren't because they don't have to be. They just stand there and look good. But like a lot of the like really great actors that I know are ugly motherfuckers that worked so hard for so many years. And the fact is you never feel safe in that position.
Right.
I did a show with Robert Wagner. Do you know who Robert Wagner is?
Yeah.
He was married to Natalie Wood.
Yep.
He is Hollywood royalty.
Yeah.
And we were doing NCIS.
I feel like he was nefarious in her murder.
He wasn't. If you knew him, you'd know. No, he's not. He's too much of a, no. He's a great guy.
Okay.
But he's like, we're doing an episode in NCIS. He's like, oh man, I can't wait till they have me back on this show.
Yeah.
I just need to work.
That's crazy.
You're worried about working, man?
Yeah.
Like everybody is.
That's crazy.
Like everybody's like, oh, just so happy to be working. I have met so many like super famous actors that are just like so happy to be working because they're older now.
Right.
You never feel safe. You never, ever.
That's crazy.
It's depressing.
That is depressing. What are we doing?
I don't know.
Last question before I get into the Box Angeles questions. Is there anything we missed in your journey that you think is important to ultimately ending up on the stage in the middle of the day in Hollywood?
Wax poetic for a second. Things in my journey that are important.
Any big milestones that we skimmed over or what have you?
Well, when I realized that improv, because we're in an improv theater, is not a career, it's a hobby.
Right.
And it's a tool to make you sharp, but it's not a thing you should waste all of your time on.
Yeah.
Because when I started sitting down and writing, that's when my career changed.
Sure.
I was doing a million improv shows.
Right.
That never did anything for me.
Right.
Maybe got my commercial agent. But like sitting down and writing and making things with my friends, that changed everything for me.
Yeah.
And that was like a really big thing. And then later, also learning that what I just said, that nobody ever feels comfortable and that everything in LA is bullshit. Like, everything really is bullshit. Like, once you recognize everything is bullshit, you feel so much better.
Sure.
Like auditioning for commercials is a really good example. You go into a room and you're like, God, I'm just so nervous. These people are just so like antagonistic. They're all eating sandwiches, and there's like 40 of them. And then you realize once you're on the other side, because I did a couple things on the other side, that like everyone there is terrified at every moment of losing their job. Everyone in LA, unless you're like J.J. Abrams or like, you know, is scared of losing their job.
Right.
So you're just there, if you want to act or do whatever, to make them feel just a little bit better.
Right.
Like, that's it. And once you realize that everybody's just as scared as you are, then things aren't as, you know, insurmountable.
It's a great point.
Yeah.
And to your first one, I just had Lauren Lapkus on, and we talked about this. It's like
I love Lauren Lapkus.
Yeah, she's fantastic. But it's like these improv shows, you can do it.
I don't love her. I'm married. I'm sorry.
You can do a million of them, and you can put that on your resume. But
Sure.
what does that mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like unless people are there seeing it, it's much more important to have a tangible product or something you can point to. Like, hey, I wrote this pilot. I wrote this screenplay.
Yeah.
I did this web series.
Yeah.
Improv is fleeting, as they say. It
But
leaves the stage.
but to me is like a religious thing for me.
Oh, absolutely.
I have to do it every once in a while, more than often, just because it's like, it makes me feel better. It's therapy to me. It's I'm a fucking hack. You know what I mean? No, it's a good thing. That's a good thing.
What?
You're not like a fucking hack, then you don't. You know what I mean? Like, you're like a fucking hack is like, I gotta get attention. I gotta get on stage.
Oh, sure.
I gotta get better.
Yeah.
Like, I need that. Yeah.
I like it.